So the Lakers missed out on Kyrie Irving, and it really feels like a missed opportunity, right? Feels like a real letdown. The Lakers felt like they were just in the reach of Kyrie Irving, but nonetheless, it didn't work out, right? Kyrie Irving ends up getting traded to the Dallas Mavericks, and it appears that Dallas just didn't want, or the Nets didn't want what we had to offer, right? They preferred the Nets package. That's what the bottom line came down to. They didn't want picks, they wanted players, right? Because they believe that they are still in a position to win now. Personally, I don't really buy that. I don't think Kevin Durant requests a trade right now, but I do believe in the offseason. I do think Kevin Durant very likely is going to try to force his way out again. And if that happens, then a deal with the Lakers or the Clippers or something like that might have been a better position. And even just from a Lakers standpoint, doesn't really make a lot of sense why they made that deal. I mean, obviously, they clearly like Spencer Dinwiddie. That was something that was very clear. He has a history with the Brooklyn Nets. But beyond that, they also got a very solid 3-and-D guy, right? Kind of a Swiss Army knife type player, which is really good for them. But the Clippers could have even done the same thing. Now, as a Laker fan, obviously, the bright side of this whole situation was that he didn't go to the Clippers. But I just look at it and just go like, man, they really could have gotten better deals than what they gotten, in my opinion, and even got more assets and more of a haul, yet they decided to settle. But nonetheless, it comes down to what are the Lakers going to do now, right? Lakers cannot stand pat. We have to get something done. But before I dive into that, the big kind of irritation for many of us, right, is just the nonsense. And what I mean by that is the Lakers all year long have repeated over and over and over again that we will trade both picks. We will do whatever it takes. We will do this. We will do that. Blah, 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 blah. Now, obviously the Nets wanted players. So the Lakers weren't able to find a deal to maybe get a third team involved. Now, maybe that's the case. Maybe, the Brooklyn Nets just were like, we don't want anything that the Hornets have. We don't want anything that the Jazz have. We don't want any of these players. We want Spencer Dinwiddie and we want this, right? Or maybe they didn't even give the Lakers the opportunity to go and get a trade done. That could have been a possibility as well. Maybe they were like, hey, we don't want to go through all the back and forth with three teams. We just want to do a straightforward deal, get off of Kyrie, move on and be done, right? Which is understandable given all the circumstances with Kyrie and the Brooklyn Nets. But if the Lakers had an opportunity and they didn't pull the trigger, that's where this frustration lies. Because Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss, and the Lakers organization have repeatedly talked about how we will do whatever it takes. We will trade the first round picks if it's for a deal that makes us a contender. We will trade the first round picks if it gets us a star. We will trade the first round picks for this, that, and the other. And yet, time and time again, they prove otherwise. Right? They're reluctant to give up the picks for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. Personally, I'm not too disappointed about that, but I know a lot of people are. They won't do the first round picks for the Pacers or for the Utah deal, right? They won't do the first round picks for anything. And now the Lakers are supposedly waiting around and anxiously biding time to get a star. Zach LaVine, Bradley Beal, whomever. And Kyrie Irving becomes available. And it's like, here you go. Silver platter. Get it done. You know Kyrie wants to be a Laker. You know the Lakers and LeBron James want Kyrie. You know the fans do. You know everything. Imagine Kyrie, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. That trio. Good luck. This is everything you've been preaching. Kyrie Irving to the Lakers. Let's go. Let's make it happen. And it feels like, once again, the Lakers lied. And my thing is, why say anything at all? If you really don't want to trade the first round picks, why not just stay quiet? Why not just say, hey, we're waiting to see what develops. We're waiting to see what deals get done, blah, 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 blah. Okay. But no, we're going to do a trade. We're going to do a trade before the season begins. No trade happens. We're going to do a trade after 10 games. 10 games happen. Nothing happens. We're going to do a trade, in mid-November. Mid-November comes. Nothing happens. December 15th, that's the day, right? Because that's when everybody can now all of a sudden be traded again. So December 15th, that's what we're waiting on. December 15th came and went. Now we got through January, and now we are 3.5 days at the time of recording this video away from the trade deadline, and the Lakers still haven't done a deal. Now, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, right? If the Lakers pull off, 1 or 2 trades that is really good, say you get Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent Jr., and then you go and get a couple other pieces, whatever, right? Or let's say you get Gary Trent and you go do the Utah deal, right? And you give up both firsts and you get let's say Beasley, Vanderbilt, Mike Conley, and then you trade the other first and you go get Gary Trent Jr. And it's like, oh, wow, that's much better than Kyrie Irving. Okay, there was a plan in place. But right now it feels like there is no real plan. And to be fair, we are not in the office, right? We are not behind the scenes. We don't know what is going on. Again, the Brooklyn Nets could have, for all we know, told Rob Pelinka, we're not trading him to you. It's not going to happen. Like, we don't. There's nothing that you want. Doesn't matter. We're not going to wait for you to go do a 3-team deal. We're going to go look for another deal. That very well could have been the case. We know that the Lakers and the Nets had conversations, several, but we don't know what those conversations entailed. The Brooklyn Nets might have just not wanted to trade with the Lakers. That could have been a real possibility. And because we're not behind the scenes, we don't know. Tomorrow, we might wake up and get Gary Trent Jr. and Fred VanVleet. And then this conversation is a completely different conversation, right? We could wake up Monday morning and all is right in the world again. And we're all happy and jumping for joy and everything is great. That could very well be the case, without a doubt. But if it doesn't, it's just another day of just dread and gloom and frustration. And it's because of the Lakers continuously putting themselves in this position. It's them constantly pandering to fans and just saying like, oh yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this. And it doesn't happen. And look, Kyrie Irving and the Dallas Mavericks, I don't buy it. I don't think it works. I don't think it fits. But give the Dallas Mavericks credit. They got the deal done. They got it for what, in my opinion, was a less superior deal than like what the Clippers and the Lakers could have potentially gotten. Like I said, the Lakers could have taken on Joe Harris and got a 3-team deal worked out and got you all the pieces you want. They could have gotten you maybe the Hornets deal or something, right? But nonetheless, the Dallas Mavericks got the deal done. They got Luka Doncic, another piece, another star, right? All we heard were the reports that Dallas is desperate. They want another star. They want to get somebody to pair next to Luka. Credit the Dallas Mavericks for doing this job. They deserve it. But, few things. One, this feels like we didn't really trade for Kyrie. We traded for the potential for the future, right? They gave up a 29 first-round pick that they don't really care about and a second-round pick. That's so far in the future. They got Luka for the next 10 years, very likely. Lots of concerns and questions of Luka. The Dallas doesn't want to go all in, this, that, and the other. Well, here's a move that shows like that the Dallas Mavericks will, right? This is kind of like a, hey, Luka, this was the only star available, so we got him for you. I could see Dallas letting Kyrie walk or Kyrie leaving. I mean, immediately after this trade went through, the first things that happened were the reports of Dallas isn't too high on giving him a max extension. And there were also reports that Kyrie doesn't really want to stay. Like, he's showing face and he's, yay, I'm excited to go play with Luka, but he's going to leave the first chance he gets. At the end of the day, even if that happens, this was still a great deal for Dallas. Because even if Kyrie doesn't work, you let him walk, and now you have a max salary spot to go get some help for Luka, some real help. Where Dallas was tied. Dallas was stuck. This was their get out of jail free card, but it's also a way to appease Luka, and it gives you a potential for a fit, right? Like, so for example, like let's say the Dallas Mavericks just wanted to unload Dinwiddie and just wanted to clear cap space, right? Like, they could have traded for Russell Westbrook, but Russell Westbrook and Luka Doncic aren't going to fit. That would have clearly just been a salary dump. And Luka probably would have been very upset. But with Kyrie, you do the exact same thing, yet you have another star and it's all is right in the world, right? That's very likely what this was. If it works, great. You give Kyrie the max, and now you got Kyrie and Luka for the next 4 years at least to kind of build around and maybe contend for championships. If it doesn't work, you let them go and all is okay. This was a great deal for Dallas. Great deal for Dallas. And it's going to be interesting to see how this goes going forward. I mean, we might be right back in the same conversation come the offseason. I don't really think the Lakers are going to get him now. I think this was their chance. This was their opportunity because they're going to re-sign Rui. I hope the Lakers don't stand pat, right? Hopefully they go get a Gary Trent and Fred VanVleet. Although, if you do that, then maybe you work out some sign and trade, but then now you're hard capped. I think this was the Lakers' opportunity. I think the Lakers had their chance, and it didn't work out. Whatever the reason was, we'll probably never know the real reason, but that doesn't mean the Lakers should just say, okay, well, we didn't get Kyrie Irving, that's it, we're done. It is what it is. No, you need to go do a deal. You need to upgrade this roster. LeBron James, at the end of this season, could say, I'm out, I'm done, trade me. And now what? Now what do you do? Right? Now you're trading him, trading AD for pennies on the dollar? They could be in one of the worst positions in the league coming up, right? So you need to get something done. Problem is, I don't think the Lakers trade their first round picks unless it's for multiple deals. Now, the only thing that may be why Rob didn't trade or, give up the picks outside of the Brooklyn Nets didn't really care about the picks is maybe Rob Pelinka has multiple deals lined up. So there were reports that the Lakers didn't want to give up both first in the Kyrie deal because they have another deal in the works or lined up. Maybe that is Gary Trent. Maybe it is Utah, right? Maybe it's both. Maybe they're working on a Utah deal and then use that deal and then go get Gary Trent and everyone's happy, right? If they pull off something major like that, then in hindsight, why were we all sad? Look, it worked out. And maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Maybe this turns out to be the best thing for the Lakers. But right now, it kind of feels like we've all been bamboozled, right? It kind of feels like we were all lied to. It kind of feels like LeBron was lied to. Feels like you've just been, pushing the marker along to kind of appease everybody. And now you had a real opportunity and you didn't do everything in your power to get it done. That's kind of what this felt like. I hope that's not the case. I hope that something gets done. If the Lakers stand pat and do nothing, then, that's ridiculous. And LeBron James and Anthony Davis should both say, okay, I'm done. Trade us. And Laker fans should be upset. Everybody should be upset if that's the case. But I still have optimism. I still have hope that the Lakers get a trade done. They get a deal done. We still have a couple days, and I'm hoping one is in the works. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. What do you think? Do you feel like the Lakers have just kept pushing the needle, just kept lying, just kept BSing. They're just kind of, bamboozling everybody, and nothing's going to get done? Do you think something gets done? Are you upset that we didn't get Kyrie? Are you happy we didn't get Kyrie? I know a lot of people didn't really want Kyrie to begin with. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it, so let me know.